What is happening, people at home? I'm curious. What is your dump stat? My dump stat is charisma, obviously. No, my dump stat in real life is probably dexterity. I cannot touch my toes. True facts. So I'm just curious. Let me know in the comments what your thing is. But if you're playing Monster of the Week,
I have 4 dump stats.
what if you,
Sad.
hold on.
Are we talking about real life dumps?
Hold on.
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna do this. Hold on. What was that? What's your dump stat?
Oh, I said I had 4.
You have 4 dump stats?
I really think I only have 2.
My dump stat, I guess if you're playing
Wisdom and
Monster of the
Con.
Week, you have cool, sharp, charm, and tough, right?
Oh, 100% my dump stat is cool. I am the least cool person.
And
I
then
know.
also there's one more, right? Weird.
Weird.
Right. So what is your best stat and your worst stat, Joey?
My
Go.
best stat,
Yes.
probably cool
in real life,
or sharp.
So you're good at acting under pressure and helping people? Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
And then my, obviously weird is my dump stat, but not using dump stat, not using weird because none of us have magic. It's probably tough.
Speak for yourself.
yeah. What the heck?
Shut up.
All right, Ross, what's your best stat in real life?
I would like to say sharp.
Okay.
It's probably
charm.
my best.
It's for
Investigating
sure.
mystery, reading a bad
It's for sure
situation.
charm.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Right. You think mine is charm?
Yeah, you go out to dinner with Ross one time and tell me it's not charm.
I don't know. We could talk to his ex-girlfriends.
Rude.
Yeah, all 2 of them.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes
No.
it's difficult to date. I'm sorry.
It
Amen
is,
to that.
isn't it?
Society.
Yeah.
Isn't
Yes.
it date? Man,
Yes.
gosh, I sucked, didn't I? All right, what's your dump stat, my love?
Oh dear. My dump stat is tough for sure.
Okay, what's your best stat? I'm gonna pull up music. It's just weird. not talking about
Cool.
Cool.
it. Cool. Okay.
Okay.
She's terrible at acting under pressure and helping people. It makes sense.
What?
No, she said.
That's just the stats that you use to do those things.
that was her- that was her-
shit,
That was my
her
good
best.
one.
That
Oh,
was her
cool
best
was
one.
good. Never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was kidding. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I was just agreeing and moving on.
Tough, she said, was her worst.
Yeah.
What was your best stat and worst stat in real life?
Best stat in real life, probably charm, because everybody, for some reason, people just constantly tell me stuff and all these other things, and I don't even try. It's like,
Makes
okay,
sense.
cool, great. Cool is my absolute worst.
That's pretty good.
I am by no means in any way, like, you start throwing stuff at me in quick succession, I kind of panic. So
Just gonna throw something at you. So yeah.
I will end you.
Yikes. So then my best stats and worst stats, I would say my best is probably sharp. And then my worst stat is probably charm.
Oh, really?
No,
gonna say
that is
really-
wrong.
I was gonna say you're
Incorrect.
no,
Try again.
yeah,
I don't know. What am I bad at? Tough in this case?
Yeah.
of all of those.
It sucks, but yeah, it's tough.
I mean, I'm
not saying you're-
strong, but I'm not gonna protect somebody. Yeah.
The fact that you said charm above the rest of those is laughable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
I
Mr. I
wouldn't-
sell things for a living.
I do, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what my dump stat in real
Unless
life
you
really
use
is.
sharp to manipulate someone.
So I think that's kind of how I operate. I actually,
Okay.
my first time I played Monster of the Week, I was a flake. So makes sense. So you need to like and subscribe. You need to listen on YouTube Music. That helps us a bunch. And I just also think this show is great to listen to. And then last but certainly not least, hit up roll21.com or check out our merch store and the doobly-doo. And it's exciting stuff. Now that you know my dump stat in real life, let's get ready for tonight's episode of Whispers of Old Harbor. All right, everybody. Catherine discovered a strange ability that she had developed. Telepathy. She may now read and project into the minds of others. The 3 men of this crew searched outside the house, and they discovered the dock out back that led them to see 2 members of the Lizard Crime Syndicate. You guys are all at this house trying to find the second lantern. You believe it's in the upstairs space, but in the basement, Grimes, the news director, was killed by the leader of the 2 of two members of this lizard crime syndicate, right? Terrible stuff. You guys are out. Charlie and Harry are both down at the dock, kind of away from the side, and then they came in after this, this murder, essentially, right? But of course, this guy went into tears. His name is Terrence. He went into tears due to Catherine's power. She sort of made him cry, and then Bruce, his goon, looked around for her, did not find her at all. Luckily, Sammy went to the front door, and Charlie and Harry went down to the docks. I already said that. Sammy, Waterford, and the criminals went upstairs. Harry and Charlie met up with Catherine to look for the way into the second lantern. Sammy and Terrence agreed to cut Waterford out, and then, of course, Terrence shot Waterford in the face, because he shoots everybody in the face. And then Sammy and Terrence are now sort of in a battle, because Sammy fired at Bruce, and now a gunfight commences. So that's super exciting stuff. This is it's very sci-fi. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's cool. That's not.
Give me
what
my
we're doing.
smooth jazz to beat this guy's ass. It's like that line from Iron Man 2. Give me a beat to beat my buddy's ass too. That's what it says right before Rhodey and Iron Man 5, whatever.
In the second movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tony's so drunk.
It has been
Like, hey DJ, give me a beat to beat my buddy's ass too. And then they play it back in black. And it's awesome.
It's been a hot
All right.
minute since I've seen that movie.
So you are in a gunfight with two goons of the lizard.
Nope, wrong one.
well, I
One-
mean, you're assuming that,
Nope,
that you
yep.
killed him in
I
one
did,
shot.
in fact.
Yeah, but you're a person. I'm a narrator. I can kill NPCs for free.
Oh.
Rude?
Okay.
So why don't you go ahead and roll to kick some ass?
Well, I will roll a precise strike.
Also, before he does that, as soon as I hear two gunshots from two different guns
Oh,
from the
yeah.
basement, I am hauling ass upstairs.
Yeah, I'm
not-
following.
Okay.
I'm not even thinking twice. So I have the spear in one hand and my pistol in the other.
10. That's
Which
super
means-
awesome.
I do.
4 to Bruce.
Yep.
So you shoot Bruce. What would be like the worst place to get shot? Probably in the stomach, right?
Yeah.
Like that didn't kill you?
Yeah, that didn't kill you. Yeah.
I was thinking a little bit south of that, but you know.
Oh, I see.
Well, to kill you though, I feel like 4 is on the verge. Like you got
Yeah,
shot
like
one more
stomach
time.
is the worst.
Yeah.
yeah, so you
like-
shoot him in the stomach, and Bruce just goes to his knees. And then Terrence goes, "Hey!" And then is going to fire at you. However, what are you going to do to stop that?
Well, so I'm kind of trying to move to punch it out of the way.
Go
Even though
ahead.
I technically inflict harm. And,
You didn't take any harm, did you?
well, I don't know
Because
necessarily
if you're
how
a
this
10,
works.
you chose to do...
Well, I have precise strike, which when I inflict harm on a monster, I inflict +2 harm.
Certainly not a monster.
Well,
To society.
but it's a bad guy.
Certainly not a monster. There are
a
definite,
bad
there are
guy.
different rules. He's
Okay, well,
considered
then
a
I
bystander
wouldn't
as far
have
as the
done
rules are
that.
concerned.
Then I would have instead only done 3 harm.
All good. He's still doubles over in pain as his boss looks up and goes, "Hey!" And then he's gonna try to shoot you in the face. What do? You go to kick some ass again. What were you doing, Harry? You running up the stairs.
Yes, running up the stairs.
He's
to-
skipping 2 or 3 steps on the way up, and he goes hup, 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 and he's up through. He pushes through the door. We hear the door slam, and then all of a sudden, Bruce is like, "Oh!" and he starts to pull himself over towards the side wall. And this guy, after you do this, what do you do?
I guess I'll take the knife that I have, and I'll like try to stab his hands.
Okay.
Just past the gun, like his wrist, to try to make him like reflex.
Okay.
drop
So
it.
what did you roll?
7.
7. Yeah, you're inflicting harm on each other. So you sort of go for his wrist, and it just goes all against the side wall as you sort of slice up, and then he's like, shoots you in the shoulder, or maybe the side part of your arm. And just as you're about to do that, you see this.
Well, hold on. How much harm does he do?
He's going to do 2 harm.
So I have 2 armor. So
Great. So literally he goes, fires off to the side, just hits the ground. And you, like, he goes, ugh, and he drops the gun on the ground, and he runs over to the side, and Bruce, like, leans up against the wall and goes, oh, I was gonna say something cool. Oh, and he starts to fire with the Tommy gun. Go ahead and roll to kick some ass, Harry. As you see, you're kind of dealing with Terrence, and then Harry gets up to the top of the stairs.
That would be an 11.
Nice.
And then he goes, oh, plops against the wall, and Terrence is like, no, okay, we're done. And we are done with the combat. That was quick. Very exciting.
What are you gonna do for me? I'll pick him up and hold him against the wall.
Your little tiny guy.
That's what I'm hoping for.
He kicks his little legs against. I mean, he's not really small, but like if you're picturing anything, I'm picturing the really small guy from Pixar, Incredibles. You know what I'm talking about? He's like, Bob, you're fired. Yeah. Like,
so I hold him up.
It's silly, it's cliche, but it's like, but imagine that, but like a regular person and not like this tiny little man.
You're Dwayne the Rock
Danny
Johnson
DeVito,
picking
sure.
up Kevin
Yeah, but it's
Hart.
not Danny DeVito. It's not like a cliche
But it's
mafia.
like Kevin Hart?
It's a guy who's
Size?
it's a guy who's probably 5'1". So compared to you,
yeah.
he's really
Yes.
small. Not 5'1", 5'4", Kevin Hart size. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it. So you put him up, and he's up there on the wall, and he's like, he's holding his wrist. It's kind of like dripping down on the ground.
Sammy, don't kill him.
Well, we gotta ask him a couple of questions
Right.
first.
Let's tie him up.
So what are you two doing downstairs?
She was running to the stairs.
I was
Shout out to
coming up.
Charlie.
So
Yeah.
you come up the stairwell, and you see this going
I'm just
on.
ignoring the gunshots. I'm still looking for the entrance.
Okay, we'll get to you then, Charlie, in a
Yeah.
second.
Hey, can you? I know that he's got a hole in his head. Can you bring him back to life?
Bring who back to life? Waterford?
We'll tie him up too. Ask him some questions.
I'm like, Catherine, that's a Charlie question?
Charlie!
What?
Can you bring people back to life?
It's ugly.
Great. Let's go.
I'll help you do that.
And while they're doing that,
I'm looking for something, and
We got time.
I know.
I go over to Terrence, and I'm making sure he's not going to bleed out. I'm like, put in.
I did cut his artery.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I'm making sure he's not going to bleed out.
Okay, so you help him by wrapping him up a little bit, or tourniquet, or what?
You need to
Yeah.
tourniquet that.
Tourniquet and first aid on his arm to stop the bleeding, and
Sure.
then tie up his hand so he can't.
He stops
I'll knock him
bleeding
out.
to a point where he will die, but he definitely needs a hospital.
Yeah.
L'Hopital.
I'm knocking him out.
No, we need to ask him questions.
He'll wake up.
And Charlie yells up when you said the thing about time. I go, I know, he's dead. He's not moving. And I just keep.
No, we got time to find that thing. We don't have
So-
time to do.
Terrence is unconscious.
Terry.
Turn that fan on.
Oh yeah? Why, you think we need it?
Just want to be safe. It's the button right there.
On the bottom of the fan, there's like a little.
The back. Sorry, I
thing.
just noticed.
No, it's right there.
Oh, there. Okay.
Yeah, it keeps our cameras cool.
It's a button. There you go. Nope.
No, in the
Yep.
center. There you go.
Hey.
Woohoo. All right, so
Perfect.
he's unconscious. He drops on the floor.
Oh wait, are we like? Do you not want me to?
Oh, well, we already did it. It's fine. It's
Oh,
like,
you did it. He's out.
yeah.
Great.
It's like, okay, well, let's make sure he's not going to die anytime too soon.
You do have a knotted rope.
Yes. Like, yeah. Just
He's stuck.
Why don't we die? Charlie, get up here, or I'm not gonna help you find this lantern.
You didn't help last time.
Yeah, he did. He almost died.
And I keep
I'm gonna throw
looking
this
for
spear
the
in your face.
I keep looking for
Charlie,
the
go ahead
entrance.
and roll to investigate a mystery.
I want to hurt him. Can I distract him?
No, you guys are upstairs. What is happening?
It is a so 8 plus 2, 10.
10.
9.
-1 ongoing because of my wrist.
So
I
he's
forgot.
he's
Good
looking
call.
around. He's like, oh, gosh.
No, it's.
Now, investigating mystery is not really a wrist issue, so you do keep having your plus
Okay,
one.
so it's 10.
It's a -1 ongoing when it pertains to using that hand.
Okay, so it's an 11 then.
Yes. So, yeah, you are for sure looking around, and you get 2 questions.
Yep. What is being concealed here?
good first question.
Great question. What is being concealed here? Well, you know what you're looking for. Last time it was a rune, right? It was a rune that glowed ever so slightly. But why did it glow? When did it glow? How did it glow? Those are all questions that are passing through your mind. But you know you're looking for a rune, and that is what is being concealed here. You need to find it.
Yep.
Where'd it go?
That's literally what I was thinking of asking. So yeah, where did it go?
Where'd it go?
Where'd it go? Well, it's into water.
I told you.
It's into water.
Into
said that.
water.
Oh, okay. So
Like last time.
Yeah.
But that was my head. Did
Yeah.
I say that out loud?
No,
No,
it was
you
in
didn't.
your head. Yeah.
Just because you
Ooh,
can,
I can't now.
Yeah, you
just
can
because you
now.
can telepathically do stuff in the game doesn't mean you
You
can do it in
have
real
the
life.
one thing every woman wants, to be able to let a guy read your mind and understand what you want.
He does that.
I did that this morning.
Yeah.
So Charlie just sits there for a second, thinks about it, and goes, looks outside, looks at the stairs,
Yeah.
and just starts trudging up the stairs.
I at this point, I'm like, I think I start telling you both, and you're coming up. I'm like, last time, how we found the last lantern at the fishery. Where did we go?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You were there.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, well, you were kind of. You know.
We had to go into the water. Or below the
Well,
water line.
and then we drained it, and then
And Charlie comes up, she's like, yeah, she's right on it. It's out at the dock. It's not actually in the basement.
Okay.
Why don't you heal him?
hang on. I look around. Is Waterford in any of the paintings now?
Interesting question.
Or Grimes?
You look around for Waterford and
And/or.
Grimes. Next painting. Next painting. Next painting. No. No. There's a photograph on the wall. There's 4 people.
Stupid.
4?
4 people.
I'm assuming my grandfather is one.
Yep. Here's a picture of Ed.
Dumb.
It's a picture of Waterford. There's a picture of Grimes. That's weird. It's very weird. You take it off the wall. And everyone's like, what in the world? It's Charlie.
Dude, he was gonna say that.
Wait. Oh,
What do you mean it's Charlie?
wait a second. Where's Hastings?
Oh, yeah.
Where's Hastings? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Hastings would have been in there too.
Okay, I was about
So
to say.
it's those people.
You didn't say that. I was just say, where's Hastings? Why is he
It
not in the
is-
photo?
I will say it's
Hang
all
on.
of those people. Ruth is in there as well. It's a full photo. But
Oh, okay.
all those people are in that.
So
photo.
we know Waterford, Hastings, Ed, but the last name was scratched out. So
Yes.
Grimes
Yeah, it was
is
Grimes.
that
Yes.
Yeah.
fourth person.
Yeah, Grimes was the fourth
Right,
person.
but Charlie's in the photo, and so is Ruth.
like,
How old is this guy?
like
in the
a
photo?
current Charlie or a young Charlie?
A young. It would have been young.
Hold
Right,
on.
no.
Not in.
It's a current Charlie.
It's a what?
It's a current Charlie.
What?
Bro,
Hang on.
you
so
know
I'm.
something and you're like,
Do you know? Hang on. Is it just me looking at this?
Yes, you take it off the wall.
I think I just slowly walk over to you,
Uh-huh.
and then I turn it and show you.
I just look at it and I just go, well, that hasn't happened.
But it does. Do you guys come over to look?
what was that sound?
That was his exhale.
That was me.
That was Quentin.
Yeah,
I thought it was a
his
scream
exhale.
sound effect. It's like,
No.
Who's here now?
the painter.
Who are you?
Not yet.
What do you, that hasn't happened yet.
I don't believe you.
Well, considering I think everybody besides you is dead
Yeah.
in that photo.
And we already know space has something out against me, so
Well, time apparently does too.
don't know what yet. I've only met Thaddeus here recently, so I mean, well, yeah, because none of the young ones didn't know me. I only met the really old one. So
It's a photograph.
yeah,
It's not a painting.
it's a fixed point in time. So somehow I end up there. I don't know how, but I do.
Harry is still a little bit suspicious. And Ross is very
Wait
suspicious.
a minute. You guys are both looking at the photo together, And you're like, where is this photo? Where is this photo taken? This photo is taken in the front of this house.
Does it
Outside?
Does it show all the levels of the house? Or is it just the porch?
No, it's just the porch and the floor. There's no second floor in this photo.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
What does that mean?
So it was before
And
the
Charlie's
lanterns.
standing in the middle of this photo.
Can I look at myself in the photo and see if there's any kind of like indication that I would know that I'm like trying to give myself a hint from the photo?
It's
Towards
weird.
something.
It's weird because I wonder like if you were to look at it from the perspective of the photo,
Well,
would it change anything?
Okay.
Charlie,
Where
let's.
the photo's looking.
You still have your little mirror thing, right?
Well, their backs are against the house.
You can still
Where the photo was
look
taken
at
from.
different times, right?
I think I get where you're going with that.
Exactly.
Can we see that time in the picture?
I mean,
Oh.
potentially. So
yeah,
I
you
go
could.
out to the location where I'm standing in the photo, and I just
Right.
kind of do a quick.
You go out to the place where you're standing in the photo. How do you do that?
I kind of go out away from the house, hold it up, kind of see the layout of where the people are.
You're not going to be able to do it by
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah,
Someone's
I-
going to have
I'll-
to.
I'll-
We're
okay.
all.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
holding it.
Yeah. So go ahead.
So
and
give
cat.
me the scene. So basically, you're standing there, and you're like, "Am I in the spot? Am I good?" And you're
Yeah.
holding it up.
Yeah.
You're holding
Catherine's
the photo up, and then Charlie begins to move in the photo when you line it up. And Charlie's like, "Am I lined up?" In the photo, he's like, "Am I lined up?" And then you kind of see Ruth and Ed and Walter and Grimes, and all of them are like, Charlie, you begin to hear these weird, yes, you just move over. And you see the people in the photos mouthing. You don't hear them, but you see them if you read lips. They're like, move over, come get in the middle. We get a, and then they're pointing now at the camera, and then you hear Charlie, stand still, ready?
No, I'd say move now.
Yeah, and I step to the I take a long stride to the left.
You take a long stride to the left out of the photo, and Charlie is not there in the world.
Well, shit.
And Charlie, you turn around and you see the house has one floor.
Oh no!
Yay!
Now you're in the photo.
Is he in the photo or is he in the
Crap.
past?
Taking the picture.
I
Who's
don't know.
taking the picture?
The painter.
Yeah, I look and see who's are all those people that were in the picture around me?
All the people in the photo around you.
Yeah.
yeah, they're
Yeah,
around you
they're
right
all
now.
there? Okay.
Everybody's there. Ruth, Ed.
Yep.
They're all there.
Okay. Cool. And I look out and see who the photographer is.
You walk up to the photographer, and you see that there's like a little thing pulled over
Uh-huh.
them, and you sort of are like just walking over, and everybody's kind of like relaxed. Everybody's like kind of waiting, and the photographer gets out from the cloak and goes, "What are you doing?" And it's some guy.
Okay.
It's like some dude, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm with the newspaper.
I just want to take a quick look at the camera, make sure that the adjustments are correct, and I just take a look at it to see if there's anything up with the camera.
You look in the camera, and you're seeing the photo already taken,
Okay.
and there's a second floor.
But then I take my head out from under the thing, and
there's
it's
one
one
floor.
floor.
What has happened?
Okay. So I go back up and towards the steps.
And he walks into frame, and you see him behind the group of people, and he's walking up to the house on the steps.
Okay.
In
I'm
the
just
photo.
waiting. I'm like literally just like
In the photo, she's holding it up, and now
I was
Charlie,
watching.
Charlie now walks up, and then you guys see him literally enter existence when he enters into the photo's view from your vantage point. You see
Like,
him
so I
enter
see nothing,
back,
and then I see-
and then you just see him enter into existence beyond, like a flat wall. If he walked outside of a wall, it'd be like that.
and so he's back.
So he's back in
In
your
frame
time
of the
in your
photo.
frame of the photo.
Yeah.
But not like if I were to look past the photo.
If you look past the photo, you see him as long as he's in
back
the photo.
in. Yeah.
Like, as long as I'm within the range of what the picture
How are you gonna
of the
back in?
picture that was taken, I'm there. So
Charlie, you okay?
Charlie, come back.
I mean,
we need to take the picture.
no, I go no different than any other space-time relative garbage that
Yeah,
we've been
he's fine.
dealing with.
He's fine.
And and so I just poke my head through. I keep my torso and everything on this side, and I poke my head outside of the
frame.
reality
Yeah.
frame back into the past area.
Or
Yeah,
whatever
you're outside,
time.
and you
Yeah.
see the photographer's like, What are we doing? Are we taking a picture?
No.
Maybe. And I just look over at the group and I go, reality's a bit odd here, isn't it?
You talk to the who?
The people
To
in the photo, Ruth,
Grimes, them.
And then
Ed.
who? Just pick one and talk to one of them.
Ruth, because she was very amiable to me before and she liked to talk. Ruth's a bit, reality's a,
And you talk to her and she's like, "What? I'm sorry." She's younger. She's probably like
30 years younger.
30 years younger.
Yeah.
So she's probably in her
30s.
late 30s.
Yeah, reality's a bit odd in this
Maybe
place.
maybe
Maybe
early,
older.
maybe early 50s.
Probably 40s.
Yeah, early 40s, yeah.
That makes
Reality's
sense.
a bit odd here, isn't it?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Reality. What?
Yeah, ask.
Has the centennial occurred?
The what? And then Ed goes, "Hey, pardon me." And he moves Ruth aside and goes, "How do you know about that?"
I'm from the next centennial.
I'm not sure what you mean. We met you a week ago.
A week ago, you say?
Right, we're celebrating what we just achieved. The world didn't end.
Really? Interesting. Well, I'm an associate of Times currently. And what you're talking about hasn't happened yet for me.
How do you? I'm very confused.
Believe me, the whole thing is confusing.
Yeah. I see you met my son. He's been working for the paper part time.
My dad? My dad?
I'm just confused on what's happening. You told us when we met you that you were a reporter at the paper.
Oh, I am. I work with the paper, but...
In 30 years.
I mean, yeah.
4 billion questions.
Am I watching this go down
So
still?
you're watching those two have a conversation, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
You can talk to Charlie.
his head is in.
Yeah, but it'll
No, you can hear him.
Oh,
He's in real life.
his
No,
head is through.
If you got up to those guys, you're in the photo.
Yeah, you're in
Yeah.
the photo.
Yeah, okay.
Your
Yeah,
whole
so
body's
he's in the photo. You can hear and see Charlie, but you
Okay.
cannot hear anybody
We
else.
can hear and see Charlie as if he were standing there, and we see him standing there in our world
Okay,
with he's hearing these voices in his head.
got it.
Okay.
You are reading their lips.
I thought he completely disappeared from
That's
our
what I
room.
No,
thought.
that was only when he's outside the realm of the square. Only outside of this. It's like,
Okay.
have you ever
What?
lined up the shots from the movie and then
Yeah.
the thing, like when you see people do that
Okay.
where they take a
Walking out
picture
of
in
frame.
New
This-
York
this
where it's
is what-
also in the thing.
Okay, this is making
I
a lot
want-
more sense now.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm gonna move the frame down.
You move the frame down and Charlie's out of it. You don't. You just see him frozen where he was having that conversation. The picture has changed.
It's a bummer. Okay, I put it back.
You put it back and now he's moving.
Okay,
You have to take it.
I have to take the photo.
think the
I don't have a
has to be
photo.
taken. I think the photo has to be taken.
All right, take the photo. I'm just like, from the paintings. If you're painted, you're dead.
It's not a painting.
So-
This is very much Harry
and
Potter
it's not,
portrait.
and it's
Harry
not
Potter
it's not the
pictures.
painter.
It's my dad.
Which that's a whole that's a whole another thing to investigate.
So
later.
I'm like, oh, your son works for the paper. Okay.
You see me? What?
Right. I don't want to just give him the business.
Fair enough. That would be a bit of a challenge for sure. So, exactly... My mind's a little bit fuzzy from the events of things. Exactly who did we work for with this job to save everything? What?
What do you mean? Do you mean... Look, as much as this conversation is fun, we do need to get back inside for the party the Van Pelts are hosting, and we would like to make sure that our appearance is met, but we just couldn't not celebrate this monumentous occasion.
Okay.
Ask them.
What occasion?
Ask them why the photo.
Why are we taking...
No, I think I know what moment I'm at.
Okay.
Char-
Then talk about
Tell
it.
us.
Okay, well, and Charlie goes, the painting. Are the Van Pelts perhaps presenting a portrait of anything?
Yeah,
As part of
the Van Pelts have been commissioned. They commissioned a painting of this building and the lighthouse nearby.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
got it. Okay.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get this picture taken and begin the celebration.
Fantastic! It's great to have you. I'm so glad that you were able to help us this last week. So,
It was a most unexpected pleasure.
fantastic. And then they all sort of line up in the photo. Charlie gets exactly where he was in the photo, and then Catherine, you hear your dad. His voice in the back of your mind where you're standing. 3, 2, 1. And then a big flash of light in the dark. You see, all of you see, like in a cone of light, just the whole building go in like a flash for a second. And then the top floor is gone.
What?
Well,
I'm going to the basement. I'm going. I'm
What?
heading down.
is Charlie still there?
Charlie's there.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Okay.
I
Just
moved the
making
photo.
sure he didn't also disappear.
Does he disappear when you move the photo?
And when you move the photo, everything's good.
Cool.
Okay.
And then, Charlie, you feel these shadows pull away from you, like they just finished taking the photo. Not unlike what you had experienced with Catherine.
Okay.
Harry's just gonna be like, "What just happened?"
I think time to go to the water.
Yep.
That doesn't answer my question. What just happened?
I feel we corrected a mistake in reality, and I
Yep.
point to the roof.
Did we correct it?
It's a single story.
Did we correct a mistake?
Or did we
Or did
remove
we,
it?
Or did we cause a mistake?
No, I think we moved it to where it needs to go.
Yeah, it was disjointed to prevent people from getting to it. Now it's actually connected to its entrance.
Yep.
So you guys head down into the cellar. And you head down to the cellar, and then you open the door to the back, and you see the dock. It's nighttime, and there's a soft green glow coming from below
Yeah.
Below the dock.
the dock.
Yep. Here we go.
Okay. Well,
Just for the show of it, Charlie starts rolling up his sleeves and his pants like that's going to keep anything dry.
It was so soaking wet.
all right.
Get ready to dive in.
All right.
How are we going to drain
He
this
wants
one? Oh.
Drain, or do we just need to swim down?
I have a feeling we're going
We're swimming.
Hand the spear.
That's a spear,
Yeah,
yeah.
hand the spear.
All right. Then Catherine takes off her jacket that she has, and then takes off the hat, and then
Well,
her shoes. and
Down to
before
the tank top and the suspenders and
before we go down, let me investigate. Sammy, give me your knife so I have something. I just want to make sure everything else is normal and before we go down. All right. Then Harry also is taking off all the things he doesn't necessarily
Yes.
want to get wet. And he's like, wish me luck. Then he
Splash.
jumps in and starts swimming down to see what he can see.
And you see an open hole in the side of this cliff into the water as it sort of, ramps down into the sea, right? And it's salty, and you barely can open your eyes, and then you sort of see beyond. It's a lot of effort, but you see beyond this circle, and it is like a hallway of gray and green glyphs along the wall, and you know what you're supposed to do.
Right. All right. So
I just jump in. I'm like, I don't got time.
Catherine jumps in.
Yeah, I don't care.
Splash.
I'll follow Captain.
Splash.
Harry Wilkins like, I told them to wait. Thinking that, and
Charlie looks down at the three of you in the water.
He's gonna do something really weird.
Okay. He does.
He's going to put. This is going to be counterintuitive, but it's the 1920s, so it makes sense a little bit. He puts a cigarette in his mouth, lights it, and he's going to use weird to allow him to be able to breathe air while he's underwater through the cigarette.
Wow.
Interesting choice. Go ahead and roll plus weird.
Neat.
Only underwater for like 4 seconds.
That's what we hope. That'll be weird -1, so that'll be 5 + 3, 8.
All right.
I'm not actually breathing clean air. I'm
Choose a
breathing in
glitch.
smog.
The effect is short duration, weaken, choose a glitch.
Weakened. So it's like
Weaken.
So instead of just
Oh,
regular
yeah.
breathing
Yeah,
like
you're-
I planned, he's like breathing through a straw.
It's
Yeah.
like breathing through a cigarette. It's
Probably
not
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get lung cancer.
You're breathing down there.
we don't know what that is.
Every time I exhale, I'm coughing.
And you're like, as you look into this hole, and then everybody passes the threshold, and it's like hits the ground as you sort of see some water coming from the bottom and out the outside. But there's just like a wall of water, and you're just in a breathable space. And
Well.
then Charlie has a cigarette.
You had to light up now, really?
Well, I was expecting this whole thing to be underwater. I wasn't expecting just that little bubble.
Well, be on
Fair.
the lookout. Last time we fought something to get in here.
That's true.
All right. So, Harry will lead the way with, and just be very cautious. So, last time, the tunnel had a bunch of hanging seaweed, and you already said that had all the glyphs on the wall and everything.
Yes.
Do we encounter a similar?
Yeah, this one's not been underwater, so it doesn't have that kind of algae-esque thing to it. You shine your flashlight, and you see shadows in front of you. A group of 4 shadows.
We're watching them do what we're doing.
Yep.
And do you follow them as they move?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Harry's gonna lift up one arm just to,
And I'm like,
ju-
ducks
just to see if
walking.
it.
Captain
Like-
just goes.
Catherine's going. I don't know what you're going to do.
Wait.
Well, no, like to see if the shadow mimics what I do.
No, it does
No,
not.
okay.
Oh, I thought you were
I thought
stop.
you
I'm
were saying
like,
no.
no.
I'm not waiting.
Goodbye.
No, they're moving in the direction past the wall. They continue to go, and they wind through this maze-like structure. And then they enter this large square room. And in the middle of this room, you guys have seen a lantern before. It is a large...
You have not.
But in the middle of this room, it is a large square column covered in runes
Obelisk.
that would... right. It's an obelisk. It's a column in a way. And on the one end of the room, there is a huge square or rectangle painting along the wall. And it is a painting of the manor and the lighthouse next to it.
With
a little
two
bit
stories.
of little bit of water on the kind of from the perspective. It looks like it was painted standing in the asylum,
Okay.
standing near the asylum and looking out, just like you guys had seen before. However, in this time, it is painted in the day, painted in the daylight. And so there is no lighthouse rotating light. It is all painted in the daytime. However, this similar to the last painting, this manor has 2 stories,
Interesting.
as did the last painting.
Do we see the sun in this painting?
You do not see the sun in this painting.
Okay.
It is a blue light. It's beautiful. It's a nice little scene. There's a little ship in the water.
Well,
Sammy, you've seen that ship before.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that sign just...
Yep.
the one that disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
It's here.
I found it. It's right here.
All right. Anyway, you
Well-
guys are in the room. What do you do?
Harry, knowing that last time, as
We
soon as
shoved the spear in.
yeah, once we lit the lantern, we were immediately attacked. He's going to start looking for either places
Openings.
that Minnie Mouse can come in or places where other creatures may be hiding.
What are the shadows doing?
All right. Go and roll to investigate a mystery. You're saying what are the shadows doing? The
Yeah.
shadows are looking around the room as you sort of shine in the light. Doesn't pass through where they are. You sort of see as they look around, start looking, and they turn around, and then somebody's like this, and then the other one goes. So it's like they're having a
figuring
conversation.
it
They're trying
out
to figure
too.
something out together.
I would just want to watch for a while and see what they do.
They continue. What?
Go ahead.
They walk around, they look around, and there's not a whole lot to be gleaned right now. It seems like whatever they did, it took hours.
Yeah, we don't need.
That's why I'm like, we don't have time.
Alrighty. I don't know what to do. Here's the spear.
I go to the entrance that we came in, and I do that sealing thing again to seal
Monsters.
many mouths
Okay.
from being able to enter or exit.
Okay.
So that way, whichever direction they come from, hopefully they will not
Roll
be able to get to
use
us.
magic.
9.
Catherine. Oh,
9.
Yeah.
What was your question?
What is being concealed here?
a lantern.
I mean, Sammy said, do you say anything about the ship that you see?
Yeah. Hey, I see that ship.
And then you say,
Where?
Where?
I saw it out the window at the asylum.
then you
The
ask,
one that
where did it
vanished?
go?
Yeah.
And then what do you say?
It was taken up by a big old monster. Did it vanish or did I see
No,
it?
it was.
You saw
was-
what happened.
And these tentacles.
What is being concealed here?
Oh no.
Oh
Doesn't sound
no.
nice.
And then Harry just kind of gets a sinking feeling. It's like, oh,
A sinking feeling. How fitting.
yes. Pun unintended.
Okay. Catherine goes over to the painting.
You go over to the painting.
Stick my arm in. Just like last time.
You stick your arm into the painting.
From the front or from the side?
Through
The front. Because
through
I
the
just
painting.
jumped through
She's
another
been
painting.
in a painting
before.
I've been going through paintings. I don't know.
You
It's
go
your
in through the
thing.
painting and your hand is not large. It is not a perspective difference this time.
Okay.
It's not. Nothing happens. You're just touching the top of the water, sort of like feeling the mist of the natural tide, and then you expect the water to flood in, right? But it does not.
You hand me the spear? All right. I start to see if I can reach anything with the spear.
You move it, and it sort of just has like a little bit of a. It's like you're using it like an oar, right? You're just pushing water.
Can you get a reflection from the sun?
Yeah, you do. You see the sun
Back
is-
into the
you see
room?
you see the sun is kind of along the horizon, moving the other way. You could sort of see the
Is it-
reflection, and it's lighting into the room, but it's not doing anything.
Oh. All right. I'm going to look around the room.
Roll to investigate a mystery.
I'll help out.
All right, roll to help out.
And my doorway blocking is an 8.
Okay. 5? Does that help?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
So mark
Sorry.
experience, and obviously something bad's gonna happen. What did you roll, Catherine?
I rolled a 9 plus. What am I doing? Investigate mystery?
Yes.
9 plus 3 is 12.
So you definitely get 2 questions, but something bad does happen.
Who's surprised?
Sammy, you're like, as you step up your feet are sticky to the ground.
Oh, no.
Everybody's kind of noticing quickly as this room is getting sinewy.
Gross.
It begins to kind of like, if you've ever been so sweaty that there's this salt texture to it,
Yeah.
and then you can almost take your finger and sort of rub, and it has like a skin mixed with the salt and sweat, that it's almost like a physicalness. And then if you left that in the sun for a while, That's what this is.
Ugh.
And it's on your shoes if you didn't take them off. So, Catherine, you have some questions?
Yes. What can it do?
What can it do? Well, it's a painting, so you can obviously go in it. You can see what's going on out there if you really wanted to take a swim. You could also, you could try to take it off the wall. You could try to paint on top of it. It's painting. What can it do? I don't know. It looks pretty.
Okay. And then what is... what can hurt it?
What can hurt it? I don't know. How do people normally cook calamari?
I don't know.
Oil.
Oil?
Fire.
No.
They chop it up into a million pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes really good.
It's pretty decent.
Well,
It could be slimy at first, but you get past it.
Okay.
Harry's going to be watching the shadows, seeing if, you're just kind of out of the corner of his eye while doing everything else, seeing if anything is happening to them or seeing what they do.
Okay. You guys are both doing that, right? And one of them just trips to the ground and flies into the painting. It's like smacks to the ground and then into the painting.
They're fighting tentacles.
So
From the painting.
When the shadow goes into the painting, do we see them in the painting?
It's a really astute question. You watch as Walter Hastings, as soon as the shadow hits the painting, is a painted Walter Hastings, and then flies until he's a very small part of that painting, and then splashes in the distance.
Okay. Take the painting down. Roll the painting down.
And you're seeing him trying to swim back. And then you see a huge tentacle kind of sort of emerge in the water and try to... And then you see Walter sort of fly off to the side as this big splash of water in the distance.
And what are the shadows doing? The other shadows doing?
The other shadows are gathering around
What do we do?
and then the other one's and then you see as an arm goes in and it's Ed, and he's jumps in the water and is trying to get out there towards Walter. And this another tentacle trying to grab.
Well, while they have that thing distracted and playing with it, let's see if we can't figure this puzzle out.
Last time we used the painting, so what would we use now?
We have
Sammy,
light of the brush.
Yeah, Sammy, you have the
Paint it
paintbrush?
dark. Paint it as night.
Paint it tonight, or just light the lighthouse?
Paint out the sun and light up the lighthouse.
I don't think we even need to paint out the sun.
Try it.
Well, how would we
can't-
turn it on, though?
Yeah, we don't
It
see
needs
the
to be
sun.
dark, though.
We don't see the sun.
Yeah, we don't see the sun. We'd have to paint
in
the
the painting.
whole painting dark. Let's just add the light to lighthouse.
I don't think it's that simple, but we can try.
Isn't it pretty? The painting's pretty tall, correct?
The painting is the size of the room. I mean, it's huge.
Right.
It's like a huge, I think I described it last time about a room about this size, but obviously for the people at home, they don't really know what that means. So, I like to say that it's a semi-trailer in length, and then if you put two side by side, that's the width.
Right.
How tall?
Probably about, I think I said 50 feet last time, right?
Yeah, that sounds
It's like a big mural.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a huge, you can see the frame. That was something that they noticed last time, but
Right.
it's just a big painting. It's the same painting, but just a different time of day.
Does the coast... I can't remember from the previous painting. Does the coastline come up to the edge of the frame?
It goes over to the edge, and then it doesn't quite go to the edge of the frame because the lighthouse sits at the end.
Okay, I couldn't remember if there was if you're looking at it from the very edge of the painting, if there's water and then land, or if there was land kind of going up and around.
Yeah, so basically, if you were to look from your vantage point, it would be from your vantage point, the land would come this way, and then it would stop.
It hit the edge of the frame.
It does not hit I'm trying to, for the audience's sake, this is the edge of the frame.
Yeah.
The lighthouse is right here.
Okay.
Should we just go turn the lighthouse on?
We need the lighthouse on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
So, yeah. Go
in,
go into the
turn it on.
painting.
And turn it on.
Oh dear.
Well, with it being distracted, if we're gonna do it, we need to probably do it
now.
All right.
Sammy, you jump in and you hear the of kind of all the sound of the sea, right?
Yeah.
It is extremely intense. There is a lot of going on here. You're swimming. I need you to roll to act under pressure.
How close is the shore to any of my sides?
Not.
It's really far.
pretty
You're
far.
out there.
Won't do that. I thought it was closer.
No, it's pretty far.
No, yeah, it's out there.
Well,
I
So
won't.
you do not jump in.
How close is the boat?
How close is the boat? You can see the whole boat,
Okay,
which
so
means it's probably like it's farther away.
It's probably gonna be
Oh.
like probably 50 feet at least away from the edge, like back.
so options: go into the painting
Yes.
and light it.
Manipulate the painting with the brush.
Manipulate the painting with the brush. Option 3.
Destroy the painting.
No, bad Quentin.
Can I
Bad Quentin.
can I attempt? I can't reach. Too large. I think we have to go in.
Yeah. Or I say we paint it first.
I
See
think
if
it's
it
too
works.
large.
What would you paint?
Can-
Get
unless-
up- you
Can we
can't get
paint
up
a
high
ladder?
enough to paint the
Can we
light
paint
in.
a ladder on the thing so
No,
that
it's
we
too
can?
small.
Well, no. Can you let's do a test run to see if you can even
Wait a
manipulate.
minute.
the
How did
painting
you
with the
get into this
paintbrush.
place in the first place?
By the water.
No. How did you find the place?
Picture
Yeah, but what was that picture doing?
acting as a portal.
How were you able to be in that photo?
We
A bit of forced perspective.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I jump in
Okay, you jump in.
and I
You're-
turn around to see what's.
It's the hole. It's the same. It's the hole that you were.
forced perspective. So how do we force the perspective to make it so that way?
Move the painting.
Yeah, but it's 50 by 75.
What do you mean move the painting? You start to what? Touch the frame?
I want to see if it moves.
You start to move the painting. When you begin to push the wall backwards.
Yeah.
But the wall is getting smaller as you push. Catherine's pushing.
So
Harry,
pull it towards. So I get on the other side of the portrait and I.
No,
help
the
you to-
wall is getting smaller. It's going like this.
Yeah.
But the up in the distance is getting closer.
Closer.
Yeah.
So you want to keep pushing till we get
yeah.
closer to
So
it.
Harry will go to the other end and we'll
Yep.
start pushing also.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then some of the shadows are like whacking you on the side.
Do we
But
feel that?
you're not feeling anything.
They're fighting the monster quickly.
No,
they're
they are
trying to
fighting
stop
you.
us.
They're trying
They
to
don't-
stop us.
They don't want us to do this.
We're
And you see Ed out there who is like
Well,
swimming towards you.
Closer. So
Swimming towards you. As you push through, you see like they're like, "What are you doing?" And they like push through, and then you see like Ed sort of pull through the last little bit, holding Walter. But you know now which shadow is which. You're not like it's, but they're
Yeah,
both
right,
shadows.
Right.
And then you see almost as Walter's about to like come through, you guys are pushing this frame, and then as you're coming through, Walter whacks the side of the frame, plops against the ground. His head smashes against the side of the frame, and then he hits the ground. And Walter's not moving. And then Ed's looking down, they're all looking down, and they're trying to revive Mr. Hastings.
Gotcha.
This was after his shadow had come out, or
Yes.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys are continuing to push?
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
So
Continue. to
leave
push.
them behind.
What is happening to the painting as we're pushing?
So have you ever
The
seen
stuff-
the
Zooming in.
illusion in like when you walk to the back of the room, but the room's just small, so you look big?
Yeah.
That's what's happening to the frame. The frame is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, but the picture back behind it is not. So the
we're just
perspective
zooming
is
in
getting
on-
closer.
Oh,
Closer.
so it's
Specific
like
point.
it's getting.
We're zooming
the
in.
painting. The painting is going from its size.
Its size to getting
to
smaller.
smaller, but the photo is. I'm on the thing.
You got it.
Yeah.
So eventually, you get to where it's pretty much just the manor and lighthouse and less of the scene. And so you're basically on the shoreline.
Okay.
All right.
now we jump in.
You touch the shoreline,
Get it.
Yeah.
You stay.
but it's the size of a TV.
I jump through.
So you push yourself through, and you're in.
Probably easier for you.
And you're in this like kind of. It's like 44 inches across, basically,
Yeah.
diagonally.
And then Harry, being smaller than Sammy, will go in with Catherine.
All right.
And he'll.
Can we help the shadows?
You look back at them as they're behind you, and they're like, oh, and you see the Walter get up, and he like holds his head.
I think they're good.
All right. So Catherine and I are in the picture. Yeah.
You guys
All right.
are, you guys see them. They're like painted in this painting. As you guys are like looking around at the lighthouse, and you're huge. Your perspective is massive from
Right.
when you entered. Your size compared to this space.
So we noticed this, and Charlie noticed.
It's like you
this.
stand up and you're as tall as the lighthouse. You're like a giant Godzilla in this space. And you look down and you see this little squid kind of in the water. This like little octopus that's like about the size of a normal octopus for you.
Yeah.
From this vantage point, it looks like a normal octopus.
From
Is it-
his size.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it going towards the, like
The small.
the frame, like the television?
Well, no,
size?
you're on the other side of that.
Right.
Hey, you
Okay.
got a knife, bro.
Well, I know. I was just seeing what, like, if it's not attacking us,
If
I'm
only you
not.
had like a spear or something.
The Charlie,
yeah.
I'll
Okay.
toss the spear through.
not
Okay,
us.
you
not,
can.
Us,
Yeah.
us not seeing the squid.
Right.
Yeah.
On the other side of the frame.
Charlie goes, okay, now we need to pull the portrait back to get them to the right size to be able to go in.
Yep.
So Sammy
So
and
you
I
start-
start pulling the
You
portrait
start
back.
pulling the portrait back, and they are huge
They're still
Still?
huge.
in the picture.
Oh dear.
Okay. I'll wave them back, and while they're doing that, it's like, Catherine, perspective.
Oh, you guys.
Who
we-
has the lighter? Sinclair's lighter that he tossed.
One of you two.
me? You guys need to come back.
I hop back through.
So we get we get it pushed up close so that way they can
Yeah.
get through.
They
Yeah.
get through.
Yeah.
No, so this is the hard part about understanding this. I wish I could draw it. It'd be cool to animate it. But the idea is that, right, so as you push towards and closer and closer, you entering through the painting never reduces in size as far as the frame is concerned. Except for when you got it smaller, it was smaller. So you getting through, you were from the painting's perspective of the original painting's
Yeah, yeah,
perspective.
Massive.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So if you were looking at the lighthouse, it's so small. So when you entered the painting, the lighthouse was that size because you had reduced the frame size.
Got you.
Right? So it's like you're kind of in control of how big or small you want to be.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But have you and you
Yeah.
can't pull it beyond a certain point. Once you pull it back, it just stops.
Right.
Yeah.
So where did we say that we were where is the frame now? Like, what are we doing with the?
We pulled it back, we'll say, enough that there's a little bit more of the scenery
Okay.
involved. And we'll say we
Hang
pull
on.
it back far enough that we can see the
The whole scene.
not the whole scene,
The
but
octopus?
like the octopus
Yeah.
moving.
It's sort of like moving itself back underwater,
Yeah.
giving up on the fight.
What if one of us stays that size with the spear, and then we pull back the painting to somebody normal size?
And
That person jumps in, and the big person with the spear pulls it out, and they hold on and bring him towards the lighthouse.
Makes sense to me.
Okay.
I think we have to.
Yeah.
We have to enter at our small size.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, one of us can stay.
Yep.
All right. So you push the frame towards smallest.
I got longer.
Yep. Put it
And then
back
you
to where it's
put to where
smallest.
somebody can fit, and you go through, and you're huge.
Yeah.
Like Ant-Man,
Like yeah, absolutely.
It'll,
So
it'll
you're
be
massive.
it'll be me with the spear.
Okay,
So
you
you're
with
gonna
the-
be
you
massive.
have the spear.
I'll be
The
massive.
spear is huge.
Right.
And you look down, you see harbor view
Yeah.
from this bird's eye view, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's old harbor, right? At this point, it's nice.
Small little fishing village 30 years ago.
And you hold out the spear, and the spear sort of hits the ground, and it's like this huge steel thing in there, and you see sort of some of the splashing water happen there. So what do you guys do?
So then after Catherine's come back out, we pull the portrait back until the end of the
It's
sphere
normal.
comes into frame.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, where she would be about a right size to be able to go into the lighthouse.
Normal size.
And then I just kind of gesture after you.
I look at Sammy and I said, "Give me the lighter." And I take it.
Oh, you have this little lighter.
And yeah, I assume I can see at least relatively the frame and all of that from where I am on the shore. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then I'm just going to have the spear be out there.
Your eyes are huge, so they're going to
Right.
be better than anything that anyone ever could see because of how much light is allowed to enter them.
Fair.
Yep.
And then I'm just going to have it there for Catherine either to step onto without too much difficulty or a small swim.
Sure,
to get
yeah.
there.
She
Yeah.
she gets on,
Yeah.
and you have her on this spatula, this sponge, not sponge.
You
Yeah.
pizza spatula
Shovel.
her over to the shoreline.
Yes, yeah, bring her over and bring her
She's
back.
up there. Whoa, it's so fast. You're like,
I'm holding on.
go ahead and roll to act under pressure.
Oh dear. I'm small. Okay, 8 plus 1 is 9.
So you're terrified you're gonna fall off.
Yeah.
And it's like there's this bit of like, what do I do? And so Harry sort of just like turns and adjusts. This is the price to pay here. And you sort of, what are you trying to do? Go to the lighthouse? Like on top of it? Or like down
Trying
on
to
it?
get land
Cool.
to go into.
So
the
what happens is
lighthouse.
that just basically your price to pay is that you splash into the water and you like climb up to the edge and you're like as you slam and you go over to the shoreline and you are like, oh. And so he's able to like help you finish the rest of the way and get towards the front of the lighthouse, but you're
Okay.
soaking wet and that
Oh,
definitely
that's all
hurt.
right. I was
one
already.
harm.
We already jumped in the water.
Take one harm.
Well, now I'm unstable.
Bummer.
No.
Or no,
No, just have
No,
one
you're
harm.
just hurting.
I'm just 4. I'm just kidding.
You're just
No, when you reach 4 or more, mark unstable.
She's
So I am unstable.
Yeah. So she's
fine.
she gets up, she starts coughing aggressively, and she's like, "Ugh," not sure what to do with herself right now.
I'm
Starting
just,
to choke a little bit.
Catherine, go. I'll watch out for things.
You see that she's starting to choke.
Shit.
What do you guys do?
Well, Harry
I guess
can't-
you start. You
Sammy,
start
what are you doing?
going
What are you
back
gesturing?
over.
What are you saying?
go. Send the old man in. Okay, cool. And
The person that can heal her.
I climb into the portrait and I've
Like whistle
yeah,
towards
I
him.
stick my head in and
You realize the fastest way though would just be to push the painting, and you just
Yeah.
get right to her.
But then you'd be
Yeah,
fat.
but you'd be huge like him.
Well, he couldn't just cast right through that painting.
Oh. Oh.
It's hard. I'm helping you because it's very complex.
yeah.
Well,
well, the thing is I don't know that I can cast through the paintings.
That's
I've never
true.
tried.
So you just go in and you whistle, and
Yeah.
and then you see the shovel,
Take a ride.
and then you hop on, go ahead and act under pressure. Hopefully you don't eat.
I'm going to be a lot more careful.
Then help out.
Okay, yes, help out. Yeah, sorry.
I dropped the last one.
You're all good.
All right.
No, that wouldn't
Let's
be
see.
any of
Help
that.
out is plus cool, so 10.
Nice.
10, nice. +1 on the roll. Hey, keep in mind your wrist kind of hurts.
That's true. Act under pressure.
So your -1 is canceled out by his +1. So
Yeah.
whatever it
Okay.
is,
It is.
add your cool. Or yeah, that's not really magic. I mean, is it a magical phenomenon? No,
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's just when I was double checking.
no. It's kind of just hanging on.
Mm-hmm. 7.
7.
Both of us are choking on the shoreline.
7. Yeah, I'll give you 1 harm as you slam into the water, and you go up to Catherine,
You're unstable too now?
and he's gonna,
No.
and he's gonna,
Oh.
you're gonna heal her for 1 just because of
Yep.
your first aid,
Yep.
Thanks.
and we will pick up there next time
Oh my lord.
as we sort of experience this portrait painting scenario, trying to ignite the second lantern. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time on Roll to 1.